Chapter 2. The Altercation. Ooh, he just got confronted and is on the floor. Wait, is that me on the floor? Is did they push him? What happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would be so kind to return to the party.
With all this excitement out here,
I believe that is an end to the excitement, as you put it, Monsieur Demire.
It is hardly the job of a detective to resolve domestic arguments, but under the circumstances, perhaps there is more to it. I shall speak with the major outside.
Oh, thank God. One last match.
Bonjour, Monsieur Hagen.
I wondered when you would be arriving. At least now you can do your job.
Pardon, Monsieur.
I have just been assaulted.
Damn.
I want him arrested.
Yo, bitch ass up. Why you raising your voice out like that?
I'm
Like I'm gonna
afraid
slap
it's
the
not as
dog
simple
shit
as
out
that.
of you.
I merely witnessed you standing up from the ground.
Right. I ain't see shit. Would you like to explain what
This is
happened?
ridiculous. You know very well what he
No, I
did.
don't. I didn't even see why you was on the ground.
Perhaps you could elaborate on what instigated the altercation.
I should have known you wouldn't make things easy.
This dude. It is clear that the major is still outraged by what has just happened, but I must learn what caused such escalation into physical violence. Push on whether the major instigated the
I
altercation.
have met Monsieur Demire. He does not seem one to physically assault someone unless provoked.
I hope you're not implying that I started it.
But I am.
I am only stating what I have seen.
I was having a private conversation with Angeli when he interrupted and struck me. That is all there is to know.
If the mayor is still the same man that I just met all those years ago, I'm sure he will remain defensive, and the blame for the altercation was solely on Monsieur Demire. Perhaps the best approach would be to act as though I am on the major's side and coax the truth. Okay, so I gotta act fake. Straightforward. It must have been a rather heated conversation for him to intervene, implicating. Your conversation with Mademoiselle Angeline was had with the utmost respect and politeness toward her.
The content of my conversation is not your concern. What should be is that a man has been physically assaulted in his own home.
I understood this to be Nemozine House, the Vandenbosch residence. Am I mistaken?
And I reside here. My home is not what is being questioned right now.
You have grown rather close with the Vandenbosch family, it seems.
What has my relationship with the family got to do with anything? Why are you even here, officer?
Detective. And I was invited by Mademoiselle Angeline, personally.
Seems to be mistake after mistake with that girl.
Do you think she has made a mistake in agreeing to marry Monsieur Demire? There must be a reason for your animosity towards
A son
Monsieur.
like him doesn't need an excuse. Just seeing my face was probably reason enough to assault me in his mind. With a limited brain like he has, he would only have heard what he wanted to anyway.
Mocking, do you think Monsieur Demire's actions were appropriate? Antagonizing. There is clearly some hostility between you two and...
Officer Poirot, are you going to do something about him or not?
It is Detective Poirot. And if you refuse to answer my questions, I do not see how I can continue.
Useless, once again. I don't know why I should be surprised. Feel free to return to the party. Leave me to my cigar.
I'm afraid my feelings towards the mayor may have got the better of me with such hostile questions. Fuck him.
I have met Monsieur Demire. He does not seem one to physically assault someone unless provoked.
I hope you're not implying
I'll have to
that
do it again? What
I
the
am only
fuck?
stating what I have seen.
I was having a private conversation with Angeli when he entered.
Okay, I gotta do it again, I guess.
The content of my conversation is,
I understood.
and I reside.
You have grown
What is my
detective.
Of course I do. What
I have to be on his side.
Are you dumb as well?
My apologies.
To act as he did. Useless. One second.
Damn, why is it not?
I have.
I was.
I did I have to do it all over again?
I am.
And I
You have grown
What is my relation?
detective.
Seem a thug like Officer Poirot. Are you
It is detective.
useless? Once again.
What? How?
I have met Monsieur.
Bro, I don't know how. I'm being a thing
He
for the
does
like.
not seem.
I hope you're not implying
I am only stating.
I was having a private. I would not act any other way.
You have grown
What is my relationship with the family got?
detective.
Seem Of course I do. If I
Do you think Monsieur Demir's actions were appropriate? There is clearly some hostility between. I think it's this one. Mocking.
are you dumb as
Oh,
well.
got it
My
wrong.
apologies.
To act
I'll do it again.
useless.
Yeah, damn it.
I have met.
I hope
I.
I was having a private.
Okay,
I would not
implicating.
You have
What is my
detective.
Agree.
Of course I if I
And
Officer
antagonizing.
Poirot.
There we go.
Are you
That's
It
it.
is.
I just don't know what she's
There we go.
Angeline could do so much better. I don't think she realizes what she is getting
Still people not
herself
too much. How much is it out there?
into. I can't imagine her living a happy life with that.
Rogue. Hey.
I see. Merci, monsieur, for your honest opinion. Whether I agree or not. I shall leave you to your cigar and return to the party.
It is not often such a violent altercation happens at a celebration such as this. I should investigate why it began. This party is already filled with more drama than most, and it has barely begun. I request here to find the blackmailer, but perhaps the altercation is connected somehow. Oh shit. Go back. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright. Who the hell are you?
Monsieur Sterling, I trust the preparations are progressing since our last meeting.
Please, Detective. Archibald is fine. Everything is in order now. Are you ready to join the party?
You are head butler of this house. It is a position that warrants respect, and I shall continue to give it, Monsieur Sterling. And I must admit, it is the smell from the kitchen that has my attention more than the party itself.
Rehanna is quite the cook, but it will still be some time. Maybe you'd like to enjoy a drink while you wait? Some of the guests are already in the salon to your left. And the remaining guests are in the library on the first floor.
I will be sure to explore both. Merci.
Do this evening plans fall under any sort of schedule?
Dinner will be served in the dining room, but the rest of the evening is yours to enjoy.
You have all certainly been working hard, it seems.
Very hard. The lady of the house wanted everything a certain way, and that's how it was to be done.
You did not want to interject in the altercation between Monsieur Demir and the Major?
It is my responsibility to look after the house and staff, not to resolve petty disputes.
I cannot imagine he will be in any mood to attend the party.
He often has a cigar to calm down. And if that doesn't relax him, that temperature outside surely will.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
It is time I met my fellow guests of the party. They all have a connection to the family in some respect, and although they are here to join in the celebrations, perhaps one of them has more sinister motive.
Huh.
Quite a substantial sized bottle of alcohol already have drunk. Why is a half empty bottle sitting on the bar with no glass beside it? Fucking drunk.
Monsieur Demir, we meet again.
What did I tell you? Call me Zach. You found your room all right then?
I did, and a charming room it is.
I don't know if I would call mine charming, but if I drink enough, it won't matter.
I must apologize for my rudeness before. I did not ask how you know the family.
That's okay. At least you actually care. Not like most of the others here. I'm the groom-to-be's older, more handsome brother.
Ah, oui. I see the resemblance now. How wonderful that you can celebrate this occasion together.
I'll stop you there. The only wonderful thing about this celebration is the free food and drink.
You are not pleased for your brother.
Angeline seems nice enough, but marriage is not for me. What is there to gain from tying yourself to someone for the rest of your life?
Besides the money. That's true. What is it you do for work? It seems everyone here is some great financial standing.
Recently, not a great deal. Well, except for enjoying myself. I was once a field medic in the military. But those days are over.
A noble occupation. Did you not want to make it your career?
It wasn't my decision to make. I certainly don't miss the battlefield, that's for sure.
I'm hesitant to ask, but how is your brother after the altercation with the mayor, or with the major?
I'm sure he's fine. You don't need to worry about him. Always the knight in shining armor, riding in to save the day.
Saving the day from who, exactly?
Well, if Gedeon is the knight in the fairy tale, Felix is the dragon. Felix the Major. Ha! Always there, thinking he is better. Just because he was a major. We all know how he got there. In his mind, that puts him at the top of the chain.
It seems there is some hostility between Monsieur Demir and the major, an animosity that does not come from one evening at a party.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave. Madame Vandenbosch, congratulations are in order on your daughter's engagement.
Thank you. And you are?
Detective Poirot.
I'm sorry, the name eludes me.
That day at the Van Den Bosch house has stayed with me. It opened my eyes to the unjust treatment of working class and has been a driving force in becoming the detective I am today. And yet I have barely been a second thought to her.
Once, Officer Poirot, I investigated your daughter's missing bracelet.
Oh, it's you. There is no missing jewelry here today, so we are really not in need of your services.
I am here on a rather more pressing...
I know why you are here, officer. Detective, whatever you are now. Please, just get on with
These
it.
people are rude. Because they're rich and got money and
I
shit.
promise not to keep you too long.
I understand the altercation earlier began with an argument. between the Major and Mademoiselle Angeline.
Angeline is her own woman now. She can fight her own battles. She does not need her husband to be stepping in.
And what battles would they be?
Nothing that concerns you, detective.
This bitch is rude. I'm not sure what I expected asking Madame Van Den Bosch about private matters. Your daughter invited me here to find the blackmailer.
Keep your volume down. She had no right to do such a thing. As soon as the other ladies get wind that there was a police officer in-house, the whole town will know.
Perhaps you should be more focused on catching the blackmailer that is holding your family's name to ransom than what the chattering women of the town will say.
I care more about what those chattering women, as you so rudely describe them, have to say than the empty threat of an anonymous letter.
Your daughter does not agree. In fact, it has been suggested that one of tonight's guests may know more than they are willing to show.
The guests? You mean our friends? You can't honestly believe one of them would be so petty to send a letter like that. Oh, officer, you have not changed.
I must thank you for your hospitality tonight.
I suppose it is only polite to say you're welcome.
Madame is as quick-witted as I remember.
What a shame there is nothing as memorable about you but your lack of respect.
I should have known getting into a verbal battle with Madame would not be easily won. Perhaps you should tell me about this family secret, the one your daughter is protecting.
What do you mean, protecting? She hasn't gone and paid that silly ransom, has she?
It was Monsieur Demire that accepted the cost. He paid it because your daughter believes there may be something to hide.
For heaven's sake! Why do you think it was addressed to her and not I in the first place? Because they knew I would throw it in the rubbish where it belongs.
Madame, if there is something you are keeping, it would be wise to tell me now. It may help in identifying the culprit.
And it would be wise for you to stay out of my family's business. If I require your help, I shall ask for it. But don't hold your breath.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Your roaring fire, I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. News of the continued factory strikes, workers demanding a fair treatment by Jacqueline Conrad. Bottle of alcohol.
I should not be surprised, but...
I cannot even fathom drinking that much alcohol, especially in one evening.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Detective Hercule Poirot? I heard we were being joined by one of the King's finest officers.
Oui, madame. I see my name precedes me.
Comtesse Margot de Vos. Charmed, I'm sure.
It is I who is charmed.
Handsome, well-mannered, and a man of the law. I did not expect such a fine caliber of gentleman at this party.
Comtesse, your compliments are enough to make a young detective blush.
Besides flattery, what is it to you?
I fill my time mostly with charity work. The number of those less fortunate only continues to grow.
How very admirable.
One must remain humble.
And which side of the engagement brings you
I
here?
have been a close friend to the Van den Bosch family for, well, heaven knows how long.
You must have known the late Viscount, then.
Indeed, we had been friends since our school days. His passing was very hard on both Cassandra and young Angeline. I became a sort of protector of them both after his death. A guardian angel, if you will.
I have learned that friendship in these higher social circles can be nothing more than a facade to remain in that position. Perhaps Socrates is vying for Madame Van den Bosch's position. It was quite a shock to see the Major lying in the hall like that.
You will find Felix at the center of any trouble, especially when it concerns the ladies of the house.
I understand he has made himself quite at home here.
What an understatement. He thinks his friendship with Cassandra entitles him to anything and everything in the house, including certain opinions of how young Angeline lives her life.
He does not approve of Monsieur Demire?
You'd have to ask him. Or rather, speak with Gideon's brother. He will have something to say about Felix, I am sure.
Comtes is well versed in drawing one in with delicious bait, and then leaving them biting on the line. Another conversation with Monsieur Zachariah is in order. What are your thoughts on Monsieur Demire? Oh, my headphones are low.
A strapping young man. Angeline has found herself a good one. They certainly make a handsome couple.
Speaking with them both, it is plain to see, even to one that is unexperienced in such emotions, that there is a great deal of love between them.
When they are together, it is obvious for all to see, even at such a young age. But who are we to judge what the heart wants?
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
Fire away, detective.
I get the feeling you don't have much fondness of the Major.
The major pain in the ass. Why should I? It doesn't take a detective to work out the sort of man he really is. You must have seen it, right?
I have my own history with the Major, but that is a story best not told.
I think it's a story best told now. It can't be any worse than what he did to us during the war.
You fought together in the war?
We were on opposing sides.
Have stumbled upon a delicate subject. It may be best to avoid it altogether.
The subject of war is a difficult topic for everyone. Perhaps it is best to discuss something else.
If you had seen what I have, what he has done, you wouldn't side with him.
I am taking no sides, monsieur. It is just not conversation fit for a party.
I don't mean to dampen the celebrations, but would you like me to fetch you a glass of
I
water?
have a drink, but thanks anyway.
I just would not like to see things get out of hand.
Don't you worry about me. I've got it covered.
Something tells me his excessive drinking is not in the celebration of his I don't know how to say that, engagement. His recollection of war makes me think it may be something more serious.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave. I must take a different approach. Is there something... Come, my little great... Another success.
I wouldn't say it to his face, but I don't think it's the Major's place to cast judgment on Gideon. Inspect the library. Where's the library at?
Huh.
The chance to play is very tempting, but I shall save myself the embarrassment. Where's the library? Where's the library? That's where it's set to go, right? Oops. Inspect the library. Talk to Cassandra. Let me talk to Cassandra. Where she's at. The fuck? Who the hell's Cassandra?
What can I do for you?
Merci.
Oh, this is Cassandra.
Let's make this quick, Detective.
I understand the Major is not fond of Angeline's husband to me.
You
or to
can
be.
make whatever assumptions you wish.
Based on several accounts, it seems as though the Major has a certain level of disdain for him and his brother.
Felix is merely protecting both my daughter and the Van den Bosch name.
Protecting them from what exactly?
That is a question best asked to them.
You must be elated to the news of Mademoiselle's Angeline's engagement.
Gideon is a fine, educated young man from a well-respected family.
All important when considering a new son-in-law.
A good home and education speaks volumes about a man. Even in the short time they have been engaged, his noble character is obvious. If you were an educated man, you would know that.
I can assure you, madame, my education is not one to be sneered at.
And yet you remain a mere detective. Perhaps it is your choices, then, that are to be questioned.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Hastily arranged marriage.
I must act on thought. Order and method. This will not get me in. I cannot see the logic in this. Things are beginning to become clearer.
Monsieur Gideon could be marrying into the family purely for financial gain. Damn. I need to inspect the library. Where is the library, though? Let me look around here first before I leave. There's nothing. But, yeah. Check the bar real quick. Yeah. It looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it further. Where the hell is the library, bro? Right here. That didn't even look like a door.
I
The
told
hell?
you, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm not a reporter.
But you're going to want to hear this. You could interview me now.
And why would I want to spend my evening doing that?
The world needs to know. You want to sell papers, I want the truth to be known. Win-win.
I came here to enjoy myself, not to hear a second string version of.
I was there. I saw the whole thing, including who was ruining the show.
All right, I'll bite. Let's talk later.
Talk to Hugo and talk to Jackie.
Bonjour. Are you a guest of Mademoiselle Angeline, or...
Do I know you?
Where are my manners? I am Hercule Poirot.
The lawman.
Oui, monsieur. Detective Poirot.
Oh, oui.
And you are?
Ernesto da Silva.
A pleasure,
Ernesto da Silva. So what is it you do?
I'm a man of business.
On the
I
business.
see. Is there a particular area of business that is your focus?
Overseas investments, international relations. I also own a number of factories in the city.
A man of few words. This may become more like drawing blood from a stone than a back and forth
Très
conversation.
bien. Monsieur has many talents.
Am I right in thinking the late Viscount was involved in such business affairs?
We work together as partners, yes.
You must know the Van den Bosch family well, then.
I help Madame Van den Bosch, if and when she needs me.
Monsieur referred to the Madame Van den Bosch as Cassandra before quickly retracting. Perhaps they are closer than he is willing to say. You witnessed the altercation between the Major and Monsieur de Mere. Oui?
I did. But frankly, I have no time for childish school fights.
You are not aware of the circumstances that started it, then?
I heard something about a cigar. Only Felix would be petty enough to get riled up by something so menial.
A cigar?
Yes, Monsieur Demire had one of Felix's precious cigars. If you ask me, they won't be the real thing anyway.
I would not expect two children to act that way, let alone two supposed distinguished gentlemen.
Distinguished gentlemen. It was two alpha males going head to head. Master Gideon came out the victor.
Surely we have passed the days where shows of unnecessary brute strength impress anyone.
When it comes to the protection of a woman, we are far from it. Man will always return to their most primitive form.
Mademoiselle Angeline, the Major has no place to feel threatened. Monsieur Gideon is to become her husband.
And he has spent the last however many years supporting them as he calls it, clutching on to whatever he can.
Merci for your time. It has been most intriguing.
Perhaps a happy couple engagement has someone in particular romantic mood. There are enough mysteries in this house without being distracted by a fictional one. A roaring fire, I could stand. I already read that. Hugo.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Hugo Beckers. A pleasure.
I hope I am not disturbing you. I often find myself at a loose end at parties such as these.
I've never been referred to as a loose end before, but it is always good to make a new acquaintance.
Perhaps we should start with pleasantries.
There is no better way to understand one's purpose in life. I stand up for the workers that cannot do it themselves.
That's right.
You work with a union?
Union leader, well, that is my formal title. But I see myself as more than just that. So much more. I am the face of the people. A voice in the void when there is none.
Very spirited. You have quite the way with words.
In my line of work, it is essential. Some fight with their fists, but I believe words are the ultimate weapon.
Is it the Demer or the Van den Busch name that brings you here?
I have been working with Gideon for quite some time. We are doing great things together. Great things.
I was not aware he was part of the union.
Well, he's not exactly. But he is an ally in the battle we face. Without his support, our uphill struggle would surely be a climb. Hopefully my talks with De Silva will help him see the light.
I walked in upon your heated discussion, shall I say, with Mademoiselle Conrad earlier.
I don't know what you think you heard, but it was a private matter and I appreciate if you kept it to yourself.
Ooh.
I can assure you, Monsieur Beckers, your conversation is exactly that. Yours.
Then maybe we should just leave it there.
There is something more to that conversation. If there is nothing to hide, why are both parties so hesitant to elaborate? Perhaps now is not the time to press on it.
Merci. If I find myself at a loss again, I shall certainly return.
Gideon had one of his major cigars.
Come, my little Grace.
Oh, right here, maybe.
I cannot see the logic in this. Order and method. That...
Wow, that's what I was gonna do. That's crazy before that one.
What a revelation.
Would Major really start a physical fight over Gideon stealing a cigar? Ernesto Fonda Cassandra. Okay, Cassandra's not here. Ernesto helped out the family. Ralston discussed death. I don't know. Just guess. I don't know.
I must act on thought. I must take a different approach. Is there something?
Sorry, the answer right here.
Magnifique.
There is only so much help you can receive before you are simply relying on someone. What do you, the family, still need assistance with? Okay. I saw this one blinking. I just didn't see the other
This will
one.
not get me any closer to my goal. This will not get me any closer. Come, my little Grace.
Oh wow.
Some would say a lucky guess.
It's clear that the Major is close to the family and has some connection to both Cassandra and Angeline. It must be from the library. I wonder if this story would match the excitement of this weekend. But my spasms are going crazy right now. Shit hurts. Let's see. Fair enough, Mister. I already read that. Romance novel.
Oh.
Looks like the happy couple are planning their honeymoon, but are undecided on their destination. Let me fix my spasm. Shit hurts so bad, bro. So many countries and cultures are to experience. I hope one day to see them all with my own eyes. Facts, me too. Before I die, I want to travel all 50 states, see all the countries. I could spend every waking moment reading about the adventures of the characters within these books.
Oh.
If I had a love of my own to declare, I would surely take inspiration from them. Suspense and tension. Two ways authors keep their readers hooked on their character stories.
Oh.
Gazing at the stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures.
Huh.
The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the White House. Or the White House, the house. Madame must have a great interest in religious saints to have such material on them. It looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it any further. Looks, I already read that. Rats. Did I read this one? I haven't often found myself thinking on the prospect of traveling, perhaps one day. Oh, mammoth. What a Jackie
Pleasure
girl.
to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. You're not from around here, are you?
No, madame.
My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a friend of Mademoiselle, soon to be Madame, Angeline.
Madame.
Jacqueline Conrad. No doubt you've heard the name before.
I am rather embarrassed to say I have not, Madame.
No need for the madame. I'm not married. Just call me Jackie.
Oui.
How is it you have to be a guest here tonight?
Here's the thing. I'm one of those people you want to know, and not be on the wrong side of.
Ooh, my
Perhaps it would be
bad.
wise for me to remain on your good side.
It's the best place to be. You wouldn't believe what a couple of positive stories can do for a family name, or a career.
And that is what you have done for the Van den Bosch family?
A little help goes a long way, and from what I have seen, the ladies deserve some positive support.
You must have heard about the recent blackmailing then.
I heard, and it doesn't surprise me. There will always be someone trying to get something out of someone else. People are only out to help themselves.
That is a rather pessimistic way of thinking.
But it's the truth. And in my experience, more often than not, it's someone the victim knows, and knows pretty well.
You make me question those I consider friends.
And maybe you should. If you have something you don't want the world knowing, just keep it to yourself.
It may be the nature of her work, but she lacks any sense of compassion for those that may fall victim to such betrayal. When I entered, you were talking to the gentleman.
That's what we call eavesdropping.
Pardon. I didn't mean to pry.
And with respect, I don't think it's really any of your business.
That is certainly not what I was expecting. Mademoiselle Conrad is a force of her own. I shall have to play my cards right with
I
her.
must take my leave.
This shit is full. Jackie dismisses or Jackie blackmail. Let me see. The majors. No. Jackie dismisses.
I must take a different approach. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming to...
I shall revisit this argument. Something does not feel right about their joint secrecy. One more. Blue and Jackie's scene. Okay. Maybe this one.
Order and method. That...
About this one.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Okay. Jackie's blackmailing theory.
Is there something...
Okay, this one and this one.
Another success.
There is a chance the major is involved in the blackmail somehow. What is the extent of Felix's possible involvement? Okay, so where do I go now? Talk to Sakaraya. Talk to Archibald and Margox. Where's Sakaraya? That's Hugo. Ernesto. Let me go talk to Sakaraya. Did I just change characters? Or am I tripping?
Fire away, detective.
It is a shame things escalated so much over just a cigar.
Gedeon said they were the majors, but I didn't think he would miss just one.
Ah, it was you that took the cigar.
Me? Okay, detective, you twisted my arm. It was me. But I didn't even get a chance to smoke it. Gedeon snatched it out of my hand. I'm sure he could afford to replace it.
And the Major saw Monsieur Gideon holding the cigar. Assuming he had taken it, it was all a misunderstanding. So why the following altercation?
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
The hell? Who the hell's Archibald?
I am all yours, detective.
Ooh, you're all mines. Okay. Monsieur de Silva claimed he helped Madame Van den Busch when required.
He would say that. I mean, financially, yes. But what else does that man have to offer?
Dick.
I cannot imagine Madame Van den Bosch would be one to request financial help.
After Edwin, the Viscount, died, the family was left in a rather unfavorable position. She wasn't requesting, chérie. She was begging.
I see.
Let's just keep that between us. It's a rather sore subject for her.
I didn't take much for the Comtesse to reveal private matters of the Madame's business. I'm not so sure I would be willing to divulge any information to her. You mentioned the Madame's friendship with the Major.
You are quite inquisitive, aren't you?
I believe it is called small talk.
There is small talk, and there is prying.
I assure you that is not my intention.
Monsieur, please. I know a nosy gossip hound when I see one. We can smell our own. The Major isn't worth a minute of your time, though.
You are not a fan of his.
I'd hit him with my fan, monsieur. Any man that can treat a lady the way he does doesn't deserve to be in his position.
And what position is that, may I ask?
Lording over Cassandra like she's the help. He shouts at her like she's a stray cat that's wandered into the house. Madness.
It is something I never thought I would hear. Madame was really ready to physically escort me out of the house when I arrived to investigate Mademoiselle's missing bracelet. And yet she allows the Major to get away with murder? There must be a reason as to why she would be so accepting of such behavior.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. What the hell's that? Tete-a-tete. The fuck? Okay. Who did I talk to? This girl. Okay, it's a whole lot going on here, so. And it has something to do with the Major, so. This charity work. Longtime friends. Detective Cassandra.
I must act on thought and fact. Some would say a lucky guess.
I cannot tell if Margot's dislike for the mayor comes from a genuine place or merely jealousy. Talk to Archibald and Ernesto. Now I gotta go back upstairs. Monsieur Sterling is talking on the phone, almost too loud to ignore.
Bosch residence, how may I help you? Yes, of course. Please hold for one moment. Sir? Yes, a call for you. Shall I direct it straight through to you in the study now? Very good, sir. What can I do for you?
The Major has made himself quite at home here.
Yes, he has been here for some time now. Lady Van den Bosch has been very good to let him stay so long.
Would you say he has become part of the family?
He's always been very vocal about how he stands the ladies in high regards, and so he should.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Hmm. Young romance. Brothers have history with the major.
This will not get me any...
Hmm.
I must take a
no.
different approach.
I don't know, I guess.
I cannot see the logic. Come, my little Grace.
What's the answer? Mayor views the family as high class, different status.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally...
The major may feel that associating with the Demir family may lower the Van den Busch name. I wonder if this is the limit of his negativity. Possible drop status.
Order and method. That is the way... I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It is clear the major does not see the Demir brothers in a good light. What does his thoughts towards them have to do with the couple's relationship? The major thinks the Demirs are bad for the family.
Is there something I am not seeing? I must act on thought. What a revelation!
Nice. The major clearly doesn't want the wedding to go ahead. Monsieur Gideon's reason for punching the major was perhaps valid after learning of the reason he is against the wedding. Nice. Objective complete. Talk to Ernesto. Is Ernesto upstairs? Let me check right here first before I go upstairs. I think he's upstairs though. That's Sakaraya, it's a girl, and another girl. Okay, so Ernesto's up top. Up top. Ernesto, where are you, Ernesto? What the fuck? Oh wait, maybe at the library. Ernesto.
Is there something else you need?
You have done business with other guests at this party.
It seems someone has been asking around about me.
Only polite curiosity, I can assure you.
Well, you would be right. Although working with the Viscount caused me much less grief.
Grief, monsieur.
Let's just say we didn't always see eye to eye. And if neither side is prepared to back down, there is a problem.
There is obviously more to learn about the goings on between Monsieur de Silva and the Major. It certainly does not sound like a positive business relationship.
Merci for your time. It has been most intriguing.
Right, so who do I talk to now?
Monsieur Poirot? Is there...
Merci.
What the hell? Who do I talk to? Investigate the blackmail.
I am all yours, detective.
It has been a
No.
Fire away,
No.
Perhaps.
What can I do for you?
Merci.
Nothing. There we go. Locked. I would have thought with such a tight schedule I'd find at least one staff member here. Could have had it. Never mind.
Ah,
The staff rota for this evening. 4 people are assigned. Is this enough staff to proceed tonight's event? New map unlocked. The staff live and work in this house with Van Den Bosch family. It would not be surprising for them to know more than the family would expect or want. Great hall. Hey, where's the party at? Is it in the library or is it downstairs? Yeah, downstairs. Gotta be right here. Party gotta be right here. Nope. Oh, yep.
Let's make this quick, Detective.
I was passing and I noticed the butler's pantry was locked.
Locked? That is absurd. They should be constantly coming back and forth from there if they are hiding from their work again. What is it you want in my staff area anyway?
I only mention it as I was hoping to speak to some staff members. But if they are busy...
Be a good fellow and make sure they aren't slacking off in there. It shan't take you long.
It shan't. Didn't even know that was a word. It may not have been the permission I was expecting, but I shall take it nonetheless. I shall try the pantry again.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Some information regarding a shelter for women coming from troubled homes in background. Talk to Margot. Is that upstairs? Yeah, huh? Unlocked? I must have caught a staff member at the right time. The cooks have obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oh, monsieur, you startled me.
It was not my intention, mademoiselle. I was hoping to talk with a member of the staff.
You are the detective?
I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only intend to take up a moment of your time.
Madame Van der Bosch will be very hungry if she knows I'm standing talking.
Allow me to worry about madame.
Forgive me, I did not get your name.
Kinga Frank, detective.
From the Norse god of peace and fertility. A most beautiful name.
Merci. It was my grand-mère.
You have all been working very hard this
Oui,
evening.
detective. Madame was very clear on what was to be prepared for today.
Well, everything looks exquisite. But if I may be blunt, would you not benefit from some more hands?
Monsieur Archie knows how busy we are, especially in the kitchen. I hate when I have to run service.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
I don't even know. I don't know. Inspect the butler's pantry. There does not seem to be anything of interest here. Perhaps that in order of the dismissal of the staff member for accessing rooms without permission. Curious. Dear Miss Allard, your position as housemaid within the Van den Bosch residence is hereby officially terminated with immediate effects for the following reasons. Accessing forbidden areas of the house, refusal to make a sincere apology, emotional distress brought to the family, a reference shall not or shall be offered pending future employment. Sincerely, Madame Van den Bosch. Wow. Shady. A photo showing 7 members of staff. The house was surely run like clockwork with so many.
I must take a different approach if I am to Magnifique.
It appears there are a number of staff missing. Based on the photo of Rota, why could this be? Significant staff.
I must act on thought. This will not get me any close. Come, my little gray cells. We must.
Well.
Things are beginning to become clear.
It appears the missing staff were in fact relieved of their duties. Could there be another reason for letting them go? I gotta talk to 3 people.
Order and method. I cannot see the logic in this. Is there something I am not seeing?
Research staff layoffs.
Another success.
If the family are being more cautious with their money, maybe staff were let go for that reason. Talk to Margox. And I gotta talk to Inge, Cassandra, and Archibald. Where's Margox?
Oui, détective. I am at your service.
Madame has recently fired some members of the staff, though.
That is not for me to talk about, detective. If Monsieur Archie found out I had said anything out of turn.
I am not asking you to betray your fellow staff or the family. What is said between us remains that way, mademoiselle.
It's only whispers, but the last servant was caught in areas of the house they shouldn't be. Apparently, they saw something they shouldn't have. Please, detective, if Monsieur Archibald found out I was talking like this with a guest...
My lips are sealed, mademoiselle. Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
Okay, they're hiding something. Okay. Layoffs related to money issues.
Some would say a lucky guess.
It appears for a moment at least that the family had organized their financial situation. Talk to Cassandra. I gotta go talk to Cassandra.
What can I do for you?
May I be so bold as to ask about the staff at the house?
What have they done? If I have to...
No, monsieur. There is not a complaint to be made. It is more the recent layoffs and extra work pressure you all seem to be under I am inquiring about.
We've had to let some of them go. Let's just say their standards didn't live up to what was expected.
Not exactly what the termination paper stated.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Archibald claims unsatisfied work.
Come, my little gray cells. Is there something... Magnifique.
The paperwork conflicts with Archibald's account. Only one can begin or being telling the truth. Archibald is hiding something. Oh, Archibald. Where's Cassandra? I think she's in here. Sakaraya. This Cassandra, yep.
Let's make this quick, detective.
Talk, bitch. I was hoping to explore the house.
The public rooms are not adequate space for you to celebrate my daughter's engagement.
Madame, I asked only the limits, as I understand a member of the staff was let go for a similar reason.
It would benefit you not to listen to whispers and rumors, officer. They did not produce a satisfactory standard of work. There is nothing more to say.
It is detective, madame. And it is just that the termination papers detail the matter and proceed to...
Need I remind you again whose house you reside in?
You do not seem surprised at Monsieur Demir's payment of the blackmail.
Why would I? He is to be Angeline's new husband and my new son-in-law. If he is taking that position seriously, he will do what he must to keep his new family happy.
So that means he would pay the blackmail?
And to you that means paying ransom money?
Right.
It means doing what he must to protect his wife and his family name.
It has nothing to do with your own financial standing. I understand Monsieur de Silva has been of help.
I see you have still not learned any sense of tact or subtlety.
I see no reason to beat around the bush, madame.
Unless you want me to beat up your bush. Hey.
Till you are pricked by a thorn.
And until that day, I shall continue with the method that best serves me. Now, Monsieur de Silva.
Yes, he has provided some financial support when it has been required. I assume that was the answer you were looking for.
Oh, really?
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Not really, but I'll take it. Cassandra dismissive, forbidden areas.
What a revelation.
There is no doubt that there must be a family secret. Can forbidden house areas hold the answers? There is something that does not feel right about the staff dismissals. The contradicting stories of why only make me question its virility further. Nice, complete. Let me talk to this girl. Oops.
I am all yours, detective.
I like it when you're on mine. Is it the women's shelter you work with?
Work with? I built it from the ground up.
Oh, my bad,
detective.
boss.
My admiration continues to grow.
Right.
While my husband,
Oh, you're
Honorable
married? Oh,
Count de
man.
Vos, is always busy with his duties, I found myself at rather a loose end. I could not bear wasting my days with no purpose. And one day, while shopping in the city, I noticed the abundance of young women living and begging on the streets. Dirty and hungry, without a franc to their name.
It is horrifying to think of how so many must live their lives while others live a life of such selfish opulence.
Yes, this
I
sucks.
hope that was not a backhanded comment on the life I live, detective.
Far from it, Countess. You
Don't
are
take
using your
it
wealth to better the
personal.
lives of the less fortunate. It is commendable work you do.
It is, isn't it?
The work the Comtesse is doing will go a long way to improve the lives of those who need it so badly. I only wish there were more in positions such as hers who could see the divide in our society and use their wealth to bring the plight to an end.
It has been a
Right.
pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next.
So many people with so much money don't know what to do with it and can't take care of the people that actually need it. Sucks. I thought it was only Madame Van den Busch that was so concerned with her appearance to others. Perhaps Major was of a similar mindset, although I am still not sure how he fits into the family dynamic. Another one. What DJ Khaled say? Another one. Talk to Archibald. Where's Archibald? I gotta go back upstairs, I think. Oh, right here.
What can I do for you?
The smell from the kitchen is becoming almost too much to bear.
Ah, perfect timing. I was about to ask that everyone move through to the dining room.
Très bien.
Tres bien.
Yes, Maman. Perhaps Turkey. I would love to see my beloved's homeland.
I'm sure we will decide on somewhere. Perhaps where we are both yet to have visited.
It was my crowning achievement.
I am not so sure you workers would agree.
Are you sure? I've definitely seen your face somewhere before.
I do not believe there is another that resembles these features, or brains, at least.
I've always liked the idea of sailing the
They look
West
bored.
In that heat? With your complexion?
Okay, but you lived in the capital at one time.
Oui, mademoiselle. I spent much of my working life there.
Maybe sleeping off half a bottle of whiskey.
Let us not be so blasé with our opinions, brother.
If you ask me.
Blase, blase.
I don't believe anyone did.
They all look like they have something against each other.
You're that officer! The shootout on the rooftop! Your face was all over our front page!
It seems it is not only I that possesses great skills of deduction. You...
Please, come
She's hot.
quick. The major has been
Oh,
murdered
that's
in
what
his
man.
study.
Oh, the major has been
Monsieur
murdered
et
in his
madame,
study?
I am
No
Detective
way.
Hercule Poirot of the Belgian Police Force. I ask that you all remain calm and in your seats. I shall begin my investigation immediately. Monsieur Sterling, please, lead the way.